that song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1022. Hello, it's Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Today, it's the return of the new segment, the new news segment, the FM-Project, where the FM stands for Fascinating Material. Plus, we hear from
Mike's Daily Podcast,
Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the engineer, and we'll get to the Daily Haley. Yeah.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
So, Cruz won the election, and now he rules the land. Then he went over and smacked that cell phone out of your hand because he wants you to love him and think of him only. You understand? His charisma has me obsessed like over a delicious Texas ham. Enjoy your week of notoriety, Cruz. Next week, New Hampshire
Mike's Daily Podcast
is going to trash your... Where the heck was Rubio in all this? There's no answer.
Mike's
Oh, wait, yes.
Daily
We know.
Podcast.
Rubio's not white enough.
Yeah!
And he never recited all of the book of Leviticus for a campaign speech. So he's out. No, but what do we have here? Apparently he did pretty good, though, Rubio. Clinton beat Sanders narrowly. The delegates, as of this recording, is Hillary has 384 delegates, Bernie Sanders 29, Martin O'Malley 2. Martin O'Malley's done. Ted Cruz has 8 delegates, Marco Rubio has 7, Donald Trump has 7. What's his name? Huckabee's done too, and I'm sure Santorum will be done very soon. Huckabee actually won this caucus, the Iowa caucus, a couple years back, and then he just fizzled out. So why did he should have ended this long ago. It just shows you the ego these people have. Oh, I can still make it. I'll come up from behind. No, nobody's talking about you, Huckabee. You're just a blip. Nobody cares. Why are you even trying still? It's kind of like me. Why do I keep podcasting when no one listens to this show? But there could be that one person. But Ted Cruz obviously has got the evangelical vote all sewn up. Look who just walked in! Here.
Hello, guys. This is Chely Shoehart, the staff supervisor. I don't watch the caucuses because I can't say it very well because of my retainer.
When do you get that retainer out?
I don't know, Mike Matthews, but it's really gross when Basil the Boxer tries to eat it.
I told him not to do that. Oh, by the way, Haley sent me a message on Tumblr, which Haley will refer to later on the Daily Haley. Haley's the only person on the planet to write me on Tumblr, except for this one weird pedophiliac guy. I don't know. This guy was strange that wrote me on Tumblr. I won't read his Tumblr because it was very disturbing. But other than that, it's only Haley. And Haley told me, he sent me this thing where I guess overheard in a park. This guy was talking to his dog. He said to the dog, "No." And then he said right after that, "We talked about this." That was funny, Haley. Thank you for sharing that with me. Oh, look who else just walked in. Hello, Mike. This is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. We really want Bernie Sanders to win. No, we don't. We want Hillary. Oh, wait a minute. You want Hillary. I want Bernie Sanders. That's right. Wait a minute. We got that messed up. Sorry, it's a technical thing. You're supposed to go by the script. I told you. Read the dang script. Sorry, Mike. Yes, I love Hillary Clinton because she's smart. And that's really scary. A smart woman. To people that are Republicans, they don't like smart women. They want them to be stupid and stay in the kitchen. Mike, we can neither confirm nor deny this, but it's probably true. And you like Bernie Sanders? Yeah, I like the way he says the word saw. Yeah, he puts an R at the end of it. At the end of the podcast today, I go into a little Bernie Sanders impression. I hope you enjoy it. It's a little bit later on. Mike, I can't wait. It's going to be great. So do you guys fight a lot because one of you likes Hillary, the other likes Bernie? Well, basically, yeah, we fight like cats and dogs. And then we make serious, happy time with each other. That's good. You make up. Yeah, that's what we mean. All right. And other news. Chely?
Yes, Mike Matthews. You look uncomfortable.
Just a wee bit. You know what? I've been saying wee bit a lot lately because I was watching the Scottish show Monarch of the Glen, which I told you in a recent podcast how I was upset that at Monarch of the Glen they suddenly flipped everything around and they took out like the main character and all this. But then they brought in one of the past Doctor Who's, Tom Baker. So I'm all ambivalent. I have nothing to watch when I get home. Even though I've got Netflix and a gazillion things to watch on Netflix, I don't want to watch anything. I just want to take my dog walking, which is exactly what I did. We drove down to Jack London Square yesterday. Here's my little travelogue section. Why don't I have a thing for this? A little intro to this. Why don't we just call this Mike Rips Someone a New One?
Mike rips someone a new one.
Yeah, I want to rip someone a new one because Jack London is wonderful. Why aren't you all going to Jack London Square? Jack London Square is wonderful. It's in Oakland, and it's got a beautiful view of... you can see kind of San Francisco a little bit from there, and it was a beautiful, clear day, and you're right by the water, and there's boats, and sailboats sail by, and it's so nice. And there's very nice people down at Jack London Square. And a lot of dog owners, if you have a dog, walk your dog at Jack London Square. There's lots of places to go, and people are there. And then there's happy hours all over the place. It's kind of like a mini Portland, like that, because Portland's got all the happy hours. Yeah, check it out. And I'll, meanwhile, make a travelogue, a Mike travelogue opener sweeper at some point. But that's neither here nor there. That was just a technical mention. The other technical mention is you can check out our website, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1022-The-FM-Project, with links to all the places you can listen to the show. And then there's also a link to the Amazon deal of the day. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon, go through that link at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com, and that helps us out. You'll feel good knowing you've helped us out. And then there's also the link to the PayPal if you want to donate and become an Inglorious Mike's Daily Podcaster and get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters. Even Chely with her retainer.
But I sound really cool.
You do. And Basil enjoys your retainer.
Disgusting. Gross.
I know. And then there's all the other stuff like the blog, the daily podcast picture, and all my past interviews at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Now, the FM-Project.
The Fascinating Material Project.
FM-Project. FM-Project. FM-Project.
Maybe you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Maybe you can drive my car. And baby, I love you.
Oh, self-driving cars may not be coming to a road near you. Google finds itself somewhere that has frustrated many before, waiting on the Department of Motor Vehicles. The tech titan wants the freedom to give the public access to self-driving prototypes it has been testing on public roads since the summer. Before granting that permission, California regulators want Google to prove that these cars of the future already drive as safely as people. The Department of Motor Vehicles was supposed to write precedent-setting rules of the road by last year, but they're still struggling. Delay is not what Google had in mind when it pushed a 2012 legislation that made California one of the few states officially to authorize self-driving cars. Google's hope was to trade the independence to innovate without government oversight for regulatory certainty. 3 years later, both a company that abhors bureaucracy and a DMV struggling to write rules beyond its expertise are exasperating. While self-driving cars are not close to being widely available, Google hinted in 2014, it wanted to get self-driving cars into public hands as early as this year. The bubble-shaped two-seater prototype can't go anywhere, anytime. It's limited to places Google has surveyed in far greater detail than on its online maps. It can't handle fog or snow. The top speed is 25 miles per hour. Google's 73 cars are among the 98 test vehicles that California's DMV has given 10 companies permission to test publicly. Though trained test drivers must sit behind the wheel, Google wants to remove the wheel and pedals for the general public. Its argument is it would be safer to take all control away than expect a person to snap safely to attention in an emergency. Each day, Google runs more than 3 million miles of computerized driving simulations. Engineers devise challenging real-world situations, then see how the cars can respond. A functional safety analysis assesses what hardware or software might fail and how to minimize those risks. Public road testing is the last piece. Google reports its cars have been involved in 17 collisions, over 2.2 million miles of testing, nearly 1.3 million miles in self-driving mode. None of their cars cause the accidents, they say.
We running this, let's go. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. Everybody look at me, cause I'm sailing on a boat.
Old boat, old boat, old boat, old boat. Czech archaeologists have unearthed an ancient funerary boat, a funeral boat in Cairo, in a discovery that could shed light on shipbuilding in ancient Egypt, near the Abusir pyramids. And apparently it dates back about 4,500 years ago. The famous pyramids there in Cairo, Egypt. One of the Czech people, the director of this Czech mission, said, "This is a highly unusual discovery since boats of such a size and construction were during this period reserved solely for top members of the society who usually belong to the royal family. This boat is 59 feet long. It was covered in sand, lying on a bed of stones. And the boat's length and pottery found with it shows that it could be from the end of the 3rd or the beginning of the 4th dynasty." The minister says, or the head of ministry, one of those guys, says, "The wooden planks were joined by wooden pegs that are still visible in their original position. Extraordinarily, the desert sand has preserved the plant fiber battens which covered the planking seams. The careful excavation and recording of the Abusir boat will make a considerable contribution to our understanding of ancient Egyptian watercraft and their place in the funerary cult." As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And the podcast picture is Bison Bentley, who we haven't drawn lately, have we? I don't think so. Hey, Bison.
Hey, Mike, it's good to be outside your cafe anyway. Do you know that?
Wonderful. You have such a wonderful, pleasing voice.
Thanks, Mike. Hey, who's that?
That would be Haley.
The Daily Haley. The almost Daily Haley.
So can we do Australian accents now that we watched that Iggy Azalea spoof on Saturday Night Live?
God, I don't want to do an Australian accent if it's because of Iggy Azalea.
How did she say so? She went say.
Yeah. Say.
Australian accents are tough.
Yeah, it is. Especially, weirdly enough, like, you can, like, just sync your voice and put on a light accent and sound male Australian. But to emulate, like, a female Australian accent, for some reason, is way harder.
Oh.
Because there's... on the higher range of an Australian accent, there's a lot more nuances that you can hear.
Oh.
Because if you're talking that in an Australian accent, well, it's just a crawl.
Right.
Yeah.
It's low voice down.
But with the female Australian accents, you have to hit every little piece of it. You can't fake it.
Oh. Australia, your accents are so strange.
Mm-hmm.
Cruz 2016. I figured out Ted Cruz's voice. You just gotta scream like at the frickin' top of your lungs. It's like that power trading radio guy. It's kind of like that guy.
Hi, I'm Ted Cruz.
Yeah, just with a little tinge of Texas.
Bay Area listeners, vote now.
I'm going to repeal every word of Obamacare. See, I'm still too low. I gotta get even higher. Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm Ted Cruz. I have to talk really high because I'm from Canada and that's a long ways from the Americas, so I have to yell.
I think you've got it. When he becomes president, he's going to ban Las Vegas. He's going to ban anything. Women will not have control of their bodies anymore.
Yeah.
He's going to make their bodies go make a bunch of waffles because he's a kind of portly.
Is he? I've never really seen that.
I feel like, I mean, not like I've got the low chin. I've got the double chin. He's got kind of that too. Like doesn't he seem like he eats a lot of bread?
Maybe. He probably eats a lot of good old country cooking.
Yeah.
But he's not big. Like you're not big.
Thanks. He's not Chris Christie. I always call him George Chris. Chris Christie.
No.
Is big-ish.
He's not. No, he's not big.
Adele lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, well, she had a baby.
Yeah.
Like, no one knew she was pregnant.
Yeah. Well, she kind of was big before that, though.
Yeah, but it still blows my mind that she was pregnant.
I know.
No
She's had a baby, and nobody cared.
And she had a kid. And no one realized.
And then everybody goes nuts when Beyonce has a baby. And who's the other person that everybody went crazy when a baby came out of this person?
Probably Kardashian.
Yes!
Yeah, Northwest.
Northwest?
You didn't know that's the kid's name?
Northwest.
Because it's Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, so the kid's last name was West, and they named the kid North.
What?
Yeah.
And what's Beyonce's baby is Blue?
Blue Ivy.
Blue Ivy.
Which is kind of pretty, honestly.
Yeah.
What is their last name?
It's not West. It's
no, because it's Beyonce and Jay-Z. What is Jay-Z's real name?
I forget.
It's something pretty. Blue Ivy is a nice name. It's definitely untraditional, but it has a nice ring to it. And you can call the kid Ivy, you know?
Now, both of these children are offspring of famous rappers. Mm-hmm. I wonder if they will rap, these children.
I don't know. That'd be interesting. It'd be interesting, when Blue Ivy grows up and gets to see their mom in Bitch Better Have My Money.
Yeah.
This is what I was doing when I had, a little bit after you were born. I was in this music video.
Yeah, my mom certainly never had anything that salacious to say to me.
Well, not that she's shown you.
That's true. Who knows about some of those wild parties in Southern California that I was not privy to. But I really came in here with nothing today.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I mean, the caucuses happened.
Caucuses happened.
Get that caucus out of the road.
It was, a 0.7% difference, Hillary victory in the caucus?
Yes.
And Bernie had one delegate more than she did.
Wow.
It was 19 to 20.
And we're talking Iowa, which has these caucuses. I didn't realize. I thought these were big gatherings. Sometimes it's maybe 5 people, these caucuses. It's like 5 people get together. Oh, I don't know what an Iowa accent is, so I'm going to default to Minnesota. So, Haley, welcome to our caucus. I brought you some chips and some cookies. You wanted to have I brought you a brick of butter.
I got some corn. We have lots of corn here in Iowa.
Let's eat our corn. Actually, I spent a summer in Iowa because my friend's family was from there, and we helped on his grandparents' farm. And you do this thing called walking beans, where you walk the beans.
Is that as opposed to jumping the beans?
Right.
That's what you do in Mexico.
And when I told my mom we walked beans, she thought we had a dog named Beans that we had to walk. But it's actually, you're walking the rows of beans, and you see weeds, and you got to pull them out. Mm-hmm. And that's all we did. And then the food was ample. Lots of food.
The harvest was bountiful.
They cooked a lot of stuff. And then that's where I discovered pork burgers. They take pork meat, grind it up, and make burgers out of it.
Make burgers out of it. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then there was a lake. And we went in the lake in a canoe. And I had my wallet in my pocket. And my friend capsized the canoe and we got all wet.
Did you lose your wallet?
We took off our shirts and sunned in the daylight.
It was magical.
He won't return my texts. I don't know what's wrong. What happened? No, but what's that ice cream place? Tasty Freeze? Dairy Freeze? Something?
Tasty Freeze.
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen or Tasty Freeze.
Yeah, there was one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, and I remember we went to a roller skating place, and they kept playing that Hall & Oates had a song out at the time called Family Man. Leave me alone, I'm a family man, and my bark is much worse than my bite.
I heard it.
And that was like the big song, and all the kids skating around were like, oh, I love this song. Oh, and Michael Jackson was really big at that time. Ow! He had just come out with... He had just done an album with the Jackson 5 again. It was like he got popular on his own and then came back to the Jackson 5, and then they did try to do a big album together again.
That's cool.
I'm boring you with these extensive, long stories.
You heard about the controversy going on now with Michael Jackson, right?
He's dead, though.
I know he's dead, but they're making a movie, and they're casting... someone as the role of Michael Jackson.
That's not black.
That's a white guy.
That British guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
I know. Why?
I know.
Whose idea was this?
I know. It's strange how they do that. I can't do Australian. We have learned a lot on today's Daily Haley today so far.
I was gonna. What the hell is that Bing picture?
What are we looking at here? We went to the Bing homepage. It's a European ground squirrel, and it looks like
burying into the ground with its butt just sticking up. It looks like,
and its little legs up in the air
with no tail.
I love that picture.
It's adorable. Anyway, I was gonna say the Dairy Queen commercials always used to freak me out as a kid.
Really?
Yeah. Do you remember them?
No.
Back like early 2000s. It was essentially the beginning of Rocky Horror Picture Show. You know, with just the mouth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you see it? Are these any of them?
I don't think so.
There's one from 1978. Oh, it's just the mouth. Yeah, how the beginning of Rocky Horror is the mouth just going.
Was that Dr. Horrible?
Where? No. Here?
In the blink of an eye.
No, it's not.
No. I don't see a mouth anywhere here.
No, I specifically remember they had the mouth. I think there might have been other aspects to it, but like, I just remember the mouth being in the commercial, and it was freaky to me as a young child. Oh, how nice. Check the one diagonally down from that.
This one?
No. Diagonal.
What the heck?
Like directly below it and then to the left.
This one?
No, directly below.
This one?
Yes.
Do you get 2 DQ cheeseburgers for just $3 or 2 double cheeseburgers?
Because I remember it had like the black background.
I'm going to have to think about this during the next commercial. Man, these burgers are bigger than the...
No. That voice sounds super familiar.
I think that's Alan Thicke.
Yeah, it does sound like Alan Thicke.
Hello, I'm Alan Thicke.
Hi, I'm Alan Thicke.
Do you get 2 DQ cheeseburgers for just $3 or 2 double cheeseburgers?
No, it's not him, but... Oh, Valentine's Day's coming up.
Cake's so special because it's made with the sweetheart of treats. Delicious Dairy Queen chocolate and vanilla.
No. All right, we'll stop giving Dairy Queen free plugs. They shut down the one closest to me, I think, was in Alameda. It's gone.
Was it that far away?
Oh, you know what? No, that was a Foster Freeze.
There was I think there's still a Dairy Queen inside the New Park Mall?
Oh, do you know there's a Dairy Queen inside each and every one of us? That's what the Christmas time is all about.
That's true.
And the
But
spirit
it's
of Dairy Queen lives in us.
Dairy Queen Orange Julius kind of hybrids, I think.
Oh, okay.
If it's still there.
Yeah, Orange Julius. What a rip.
They're good.
Yeah, but all it is just whipped up orange juice with eggs and stuff in it.
Yeah, but it's still good.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, I've lost my taste for it.
All right. But it's still good.
No, it's not. Your facts are all misaligned.
Well, the head's bald.
What? Oh, God! I just saw myself in a mirror.
You're wearing a hat. You can't see anything.
Why did you have to... I could have lied to the listener, which I would never do. So, I have this... I guess we could close out with this interesting thing. We were talking yesterday... Oh, we were really laughing later whilst you spoke about Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah. Good stuff. The popular songs of Fiddler on the Roof.
There's so many. If I was a rich man...
Why are all these Russians here?
That's a good song, too.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of Russians in the Bay Area. Do you speak to them often?
No, I knew a Russian in college.
Was his name...
It was a her.
Haley... Oh. Girl-Ifikov?
No, but she did have a pretty Russian name.
Oh.
Like, she didn't have that much of an accent, but she'd be like in the common room whenever talking to her parents, and she'd be talking complete straight Russian. Because it was her first language and stuff, because she was from Russia.
With love.
Yeah.
It was a James Bond movie.
Is that the one where they're on a train? Where's the one where they're on a train the whole time? Almost the whole time.
It's a James Bond movie?
It's a Sean Connery James Bond movie where the majority of it takes place on a train.
What?
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
It did. Maybe it wasn't a Sean Connery one. Maybe it was one of the Saki Bonds. But it was an older one.
That seems like it'd be a boring Bond because they usually travel all over the world.
Well, yeah, they were traveling all over the world, but there was a large section of it where they were on a train. Like, traveling somewhere, and he's, like, there to protect someone or something.
Well, on Inspector, they're traveling on a train, and then they get into a big fight with this guy that's trying to kill James Bond. Surprise there! And, yeah. Oh, our friend that we work with, he said... Hey, I was listening to your podcast, and I heard Kevin on, and Kevin said he liked Vanilla Ice. What's that about? I don't remember hearing that. I don't remember Kevin saying that, but whatever.
I listen to the podcast after we do this show, and I hear a lot of things that I don't remember you saying.
Really?
Basically, I think the moral of that story is that I don't listen to you.
That could be. I have that effect on people. What did you say? He's not listening to me. To be ignored.
To be ignored or not to be ignored?
There was a great song by R.E.M. called Ignore Land. Ignore Land. Nobody.
Interesting.
It's from the same. It's a really upbeat song, but it's from that album that has Everybody Hurts Sometimes. Everybody cries. Good old Michael Stipe.
I've never heard the R.E.M. version of that song. I've only heard like parodies of people just sobbing while singing it. Everybody hurts.
Sometimes. All right. Anything else you'd like to say?
Shiny, happy people having fun.
Yeah. See, that was an upbeat
Shiny,
R.E.M.
happy people having fun.
holding hands is what they're doing.
Holding hands.
Shiny, happy people. Hey, my high school reunion's coming up this year. It's going to be my 30th.
That's cool.
You're not even in your 30. Oh,
not even 30.
Now I'm going to jump over to another topic. I went to Drake's dealership in Oakland, and that's what I called.
You didn't buy a dragon.
No, but it's called, and don't even try to look that up, listener. 30-something land, man. It's all 30s people in their 30s.
Really?
I was like, whoa, I remember this age.
That's cool.
And everybody's got their little babies, and everybody's... No pressure on you if you're in your 30s and you haven't had a baby yet.
Wow, the millennials are having children.
They're populating the planet. But it was really expensive, as we were talking earlier, and fish and chips cost $16.
Yeah.
Oh, and other thing, I had my dog with me, which you can bring your dog into the little outdoor area. It's all gravel.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs don't like to sit on gravel. Mm. That's like putting pins up your... when you're sitting down and somebody puts a tack on your seat.
Right.
And you sit and you go, ow, you son of a... And then you say some word like dragon. So that was my review of that. You weren't going to go there anyway, were you?
I was tempted to start singing SOB.
Oh, okay.
Give me a drink.
That's a great song.
Son of a bitch, if I can't get clean, I'm gonna drink my life away.
That's the best song ever.
It's pretty good. I can't believe it gets so much radio airplay.
Yeah.
Considering, it's SOB.
Yeah, and after they play it on K-Fog, stupid Cumulus does their little ding ding SOB.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that does it?
I don't remember, but yeah.
SOB, ding, ding. Some guy.
Da-da-da-da-da. SOB. Yeah.
And then, and I told that to somebody in radio, and they're like, oh, so basically Cumulus doesn't pay any DJs to talk ever.
They just have the guy do the one-liner. I mean, honestly... I love it when they do that because I actually know what I can figure out what the song is when they do it on like K-Fog. But it's a little annoying.
Yeah.
And they only do it for like newer songs. Stuff that I'm like, oh, I know this song because it just came out and it's new.
Wow. I heard something about Cumulus the other day that did not shock me at all.
What?
Like something about how they don't... Oh, what was it? An engineer was telling me something. They don't... it's like they're backwards. They eat their young. I forget what it is.
They don't write them like that anymore?
That's what it is. Dun, dun, they don't write... You know, the guy that works in that room over there, he actually worked with the guy that wrote that song and sang that song.
Yeah, a lot of people have in this market.
Yeah.
Greg Kinn was on 98.5 for the longest
But
time.
we're talking like every morning he saw him.
Yeah, all right. That makes sense.
So my story's better than your story. Don't you hate when people do that?
That song...
Yes.
Hold on, I have to one-up you. That song...
One-up.
Like that anymore.
The breakup song, yes.
Yeah, the breakup song. It was supposed to have a lot more lyrics to it.
Really?
Greg Kinn ran out of time, and that's why the whole song is like ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Oh, he was going to put lyrics there.
He was going to put lyrics there.
You one-upped me very well.
Thank you.
Applause to you. Outside of Cafe, anyway.
And he was never on Jeopardy.
Oh, that's right. He talks about I lost on Jeopardy.
No, that's Weird Al.
Right, but he does start... He shows up at the very end of the video.
Yeah.
That was his endorsement of Weird Al's spoof of him.
Our love's in jeopardy. And Nirvana likes the idea of...
Smells Like
Nirvana so much that most of the actors in the music video for Smells Like Nirvana are the same actors they had in the...
Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Smells Like Teen Spirit video.
Yeah, I saw that on
in fact,
VH1.
I think it's the same footage of the janitor dancing.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I think what's his name? Dave Grohl was. Oh, we were so absolutely elated that he did a spoof of our song.
Oh, I know Kurt Cobain adored it. Especially that song, because that was one of those songs that everyone in the band kind of learned to hate.
Oh! Wait, what?
Because it garnered, like, Beatlemania-esque fans.
Yeah, they got all the too much popularity.
The opposite of what they wanted.
Okay, Coolio hated Weird Al's Amish Paradise, though.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't understand. But Coolio's a jerk. Which
is interesting, since Weird Al personally, like, requests permission from each of the artists before making the parodies. So he must have gotten permission. And then afterwards, Coolio was like, I changed my mind. So.
And I think Flea was a little bit confused by the yabba dabba doo when he's doing the would you put it in your mouth now? Suck this kiss. He did but he put two songs together.
I've never heard the original of that.
Okay.
You know, he did a lot of stylistic parodies.
Yes.
You know, especially the album before his last one, Straight Outta Linwood, I think. There's a fair amount of stylistic parodies and original songs on that one.
And we were talking about how when he does his polkas,
he just mashes a bunch of songs together. Rock the cradle of love. Rock the cradle of love. The cradle of love.
That's a better version.
Easy, it's true.
It's better than the Billy Idol version. Yeah. Or take me to the candy shop.
I'll let you lick a lollipop. Come on, girl, don't you stop. Keep going till you hit the spot. Whoa! When the pig's in the crib, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
I think when Weird Al dies, which hopefully will be many, many, many years from now, there'll be much sadness.
I believe so, yes. But there will also be many accordions.
At his funeral?
Yes.
I think so. You're right. There'll be a big accordion off. Everybody accordion playing.
They'll play like the funeral march in just 12 slightly off-tune accordions.
That's awesome. Have you ever tried to play an accordion?
No.
I don't get it.
I knew someone that played the accordion.
I took accordion lessons. I'm one-upping you.
Well, once I ate an entire accordion, and then I was ing for a week.
I didn't learn a damn thing from those accordion lessons, by the way. By the way, when we walked into the studio today, somebody had been up in the fake ceiling, and actually there's still a piece of our fake ceiling that's out of sync.
It's one of those office building ceilings where you can just lift up the tiles at any time.
And all that little crumbly stuff that comes off those weird squares was all over the place. So I was covered
all over the place
in asbestos. Or whatever they make them out of.
Asbestos.
No, actually...
I mean, what? We're outside of Cafe.
We're outside of Cafe anyway.
The only ceiling we have is our God-given sky.
And a little bit of rain coming down. All right, anything else you
I'm
like?
I'm only happy when it rains. I'm only happy when it's complicated.
She was so hot, Shirley Manson. Frick.
I'm only happy when it rains.
You know...
Pour your misery down.
Do you remember yesterday when we were talking all about the 80s? I looked up Terry Nunn and Berlin. She was so cute on that song. No more words. They did it like a Bonnie and Clyde type of thing.
Is that true?
And she had the prettiest smile in the 80s.
I always liked What's Her Face from Eurythmics.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Annie Lennox. Totes.
Mm-hmm. She also kind of looked like a female Billy Idol.
It's the British thing.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's the eyebrows.
And that red hair she has in this video, with that look, she looks like Danny Elfman from Oingo Boingo back in the day.
I've never seen Danny Elfman from back in the day. Who's that actor that played, Who's that actor that played the evil priest in, like, 20 Things.
I've got no friends to fear.
The evil 20 Things?
The evil priest in like 20 Things. He was also like the Chancellor in the first Star Wars movie. Terrence Stamp.
Terrence Stamp. That sounds really familiar.
No, you'll recognize him right away.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that British, really...
I'm here for my accent.
And now in their 40s. I mean, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I can't go out in the street in London without somebody saying, it's Zod, you know, Zod. But it's fun for me.
I've talked like this. And he's got that searing S-lisp when he talks.
What are they bloody doing?
What are they bloody doing?
You're a bunch of flaming nuisances. Bugger off!
Oh, he's so British.
Yeah.
Hey,
but it's that same British angular eyebrow, shorter hair, and permanent almost scowl.
Yeah. So then you have Bernie Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
So Bernie Sanders said to me earlier this morning, Mike, last night we saw in Iowa Haley. We saw Haley was looking at me going, why is he saying sore in Iowa?
This land was made for you and me.
I like to eat delicious broccoli. Do you like broccoli? Let me ask you a question. Haley, I saw you down at the hub going to eat some fish and chips. Was it good? Did you vote for me?
That place has been closed for years.
Did it have broccoli?
No. It had fish and it had chips and it didn't have anything else, and that's probably why it closed.
Bugger off.
Bugger off. That's British.
Should we end it there?
Yeah.
Thank you, Haley. All right, next show we are going to bring you the return of the much-loved feature called The Bottom of the Charts, where we look at what piece of musical pop culture is languishing on the charts. Plus, we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1022-The.FM. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!